How many times have I been around? Recycled papers paving the ground where she lives for the written word. And people come second or possibly third. And there is no style, but I say well done to the girl. Least likely to, oh deep in my heart, how I wish I was wrong. But deep in my heart, I know I am not. And there's enough gloom in her world, I'm certain, without my contribution. So I sit and I smile and I say well done to the girl. Least likely to, page after page of sniping rage, an English singe or an American tinge. There's a publisher, she said, in the new year. It's never in this year. I do think this, but I can't admit it to the girl. Least likely to, so one more song with no technique. One more song which seems all wrong. And oh, the news is bad again. See me as I am again. And the scales of justice sway one way in the rooms of those least likely to. Oh, deep in my heart, how I want to be wrong. But the moods and the styles too frequently change. From 21 to 25. From 25 to 29. And I sit and I smile and I say well done to the girl. Least likely to, oh, one more song about the Queen or standing around the shops with peas. But somebody's got to make it, she screams. So why can't it be me? But she would die if we heard her sing from the heart.
What's up, cyberspace cadets? It's IRATE Prostate. It's Sunday. You know what that means. It's time for some ice cream. That's right. And before we get going, I want to thank everybody. There's been a lot of love that's been poured in my direction, and I want to thank each and every one of you. It's reciprocated. I lost my mom, and that's why I haven't done this show in a couple of weeks. So, and I would just appreciate everybody, and the love, like I said, that I got. But you know what ice cream's about. Ice cream's a treat, and everybody loves a treat. And to me, a treat is talking to people that I find fascinating and interesting. And this couple was introduced to me via. Through Twitter from the Unapologetic Canadian, also known as Leaf, Swedish Leaf, Bongo Leaf, and whatever else Leaf. So without any further ado, let's hop in and say hey to Nico and Shaine. What's up, y'all? All right, cool. Well, sweet. All right. And let's try that one more time because I had it muted on this side. I suck. Booming it again, y'all. Just like I promised. So, hey Nico. Hey, Shaine.
Hey, what's going on?
Boomers.
Now?
Dude, I'm doing it, man. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. So, the way that I do this thing is like I have a couple of like kind of icebreaker-ish warm-up questions, and then we kind of get into talk. This is a great opportunity here because you're the first married couple I've been able to interview, and so and I'm real excited because I'm myself am married, and so there's all kinds of stuff that happens when you get married that doesn't happen when you're not married.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the deep part of that stuff in my head. Y'all going to be a difficult pair, aren't you? You're doing this to me. Okay.
We're doing it on purpose.
I'm saying what's happening.
Yeah.
I really want to say what's happening.
What's happening? That's right. Yeah. So, I was going to say, how long have y'all been on YouTube? What was the main reason you decided to do YouTube? Why streaming? And briefly talk about the concept behind what's happening, your channel, which is listed in the link below.
Well, for YouTube, we've started last January, right? 2018.
2018, yeah.
And we just wanted to do the YouTube thing because we just wanted to talk to people.
Well, people on Twitter kept telling me to do YouTube. They're like, you should make a YouTube channel and talk about stuff. And then when we finally got a YouTube channel, they're like, man, you guys suck.
Because our what is it? Like our look and like our audio and video presentation.
Oh yeah, it was terrible.
Was very bad. It was almost like someone said, like, "Yeah, you guys are like potato equipment. You guys suck."
Oh God, I hate it when people diss on people's rigs, man. It's like, what the fuck, you know?
It was also because the guests that we had, people were like, "Man, how are you guys getting all these great guests, but yet your presentation is terrible? Like, what the hell is going on?"
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. You just ask, and they say yes or no, and there you go.
We did get exactly. We got some donations though, and we were able to get like a real microphone and like a real webcam. So
yeah.
So that worked out.
So now we actually kind of look decent, I guess, or we sound better. So that's all. It's all good.
Yeah, I was catching up actually on the last couple episodes this morning, and Uzi, my wife, and I were watching, and she took a shine to you guys. She liked the way you guys interact. I like that too. I like it. But I'm going to get to that in a little bit. What I want to do is kind of paint a portrait of each of you as individuals, and then we'll get to the point of where we'll talk about you together. So what kind of kids were you like?
What kind of kids were we like?
Yeah. When you were a kid,
I was like really quiet, like super quiet, very shy, which is why I'm so loud on Twitter.
Yeah, I know, right? Nobody can see me when I'm doing this, so I can say what I want. But once you see me, I'm like, eh. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, Oh wait, maybe you're sorry. I'm messing up your flow. Okay, go ahead.
No, it's fine. Oh, I'm not going to even say what's in my head. All right, so this is a great question. I love to ask people. Is there a food from your childhood that you fucking could not eat, could not stand? You hated it, and now you kind of like it.
Oh my gosh. Probably for me, broccoli, because my mom.
That's such a stereotypical
Yeah,
answer.
I know, but like she would cook like the kind that's frozen, and I thought it was disgusting. And then when I became an adult, I'm like, oh my gosh, you don't have to buy it frozen. You can make it when it's fresh.
Yeah,
and then, no.
Yeah. What about you, Shay, bud?
I don't know about me. I have a terrible memory, so I can't really remember.
Well,
a
you
whole
don't
lot.
like red bean, but you still don't like red bean.
Yeah, that's true. I don't like.
Yeah.
She always makes fun of me because like it's like a Korean thing, and I'm half Korean. So and then they like the red bean paste or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
And I can't stand the texture of it. It makes me want to puke every time.
It sounds kind of cool and kind of scary at the same time when you describe it kind of like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's see. So who would? All right, this is one ladies first, and then Shaine. Okay. Who would you say was the most influential person from your childhood?
Oh my gosh. I guess I don't really know. That's like a really deep question. Probably I'm gonna sound so generic. I guess my mom, because she was a stay-at-home mom, and I ended up a lot like her, like personality-wise and everything.
Right.
So yeah, probably my mom.
What kind of kid were you like, as a matter of fact, Shaine, before we talk about your...
I was kind of the same as Nico was, pretty quiet, very shy. I like to keep to myself. I'm still kind of like that now.
So am I.
Yeah, we're both like that, which is weird because when we go out and do stuff or with a bunch of people, it's okay for a while, but then there's a time when I'm just like I'm ready to go. Like, I just want to go.
Yeah, me too.
Be by
Introvert
ourselves
problems.
again. Yeah.
No, I totally understand that. I think we could compare notes on some of that. No, Uzi and I are a lot like that too. So, who would you say is the most influential person from your childhood, Shaine?
I'd probably say my family. I wouldn't like not a specific person, but for sure my family. It's funny because like as a teenager, like any teenager, it's like, get out of my life, I don't like you. Now looking back, I'm like, man, I was such a terrible teenager. Like, what was I thinking?
You're so embarrassing.
Yeah, exactly. But then other than family, I guess I was one of those people that kind of looked at other means of, like, I guess, staying alive or whatever. So for me, it was movies, and I love Jackie Chan movies.
Killer.
Yeah, I loved his movies, and just like Hong Kong movies in general kind of kept my interest in that. So that was, yeah. So like,
that's a specific aesthetic, man. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Let's see.
What about you?
What do you mean? What?
Like
Who's the most influential?
Yeah.
I would say it would probably be a combination of my mom and my dad, pretty much. There's aspects of my personality that reflects each one of them. Neil Peart, the drummer for Rush, also the lyricist, opened my mind up to thinking about responsibility, the individual versus the collective, and I don't know if you're familiar with his work, but he is a drummer for a band called Rush, and a lot of the lyrics ended up being influenced by Ayn Rand, who is kind of the philosophical, one of the philosophical components behind libertarianism. So the professor. That's right, Lindsay. You know who I'm talking about. So exactly, it would be that. That's where my mindset went into young adulthood with that.
Yeah, Rush is great. And his drumming especially is what. Yeah.
Oh, dude. It's like I've seen.
Everyone in that band is great. I mean, they're all so talented. The way that they can have all their intricate, like the music, like with Leaf and what's his name? Leaf. Yeah, Getty. And then with like you're saying, Neil's lyrics, and it just comes together so well because I know Neil wasn't there originally, but then when he came in, it just catapulted them to where they are now.
Yeah. I saw the, you're going to be jealous of me, man. I saw the Fairwater Kings tour, the Hemispheres tour. Let's see.
Wow.
Permanent Waves, the Exit Stage Left, and the Moving Pictures. All of those tours. But that was back when a concert ticket was $8. We were bitching about that. Man, it used to be $7.50.
That's like movie tickets too. I mean, we used to.
Holy shit, man! God damn!
Yeah.
It used to be $1.25 to get in the movie, man. It's like, God damn.
No, it's like $10.
I know. For a matinee, so I'm just, that irks me a little bit. y'all flipping this shit on me. I see what you're doing here. I like it. I kind of like it, to be honest. If you could, all right. So if we'll take this again, ladies first. If you could go back in time and talk to the young Nico at the age of 8, what would you tell her?
I would tell her to get out of her head a little bit and probably talk to some people.
Okay.
Because I remember at that age, I was like, I didn't even want to make any friends because I had the whole world inside my head. So I was like, I don't need other people. I can just be by myself. So.
Cool.
Kind of missed having a lot of friends when I was a little kid. I don't know. I guess I didn't really care though.
Yeah. Did you?
Yeah.
What about what about family sizes while we're on it? How big was your family, Nico?
I was the first of 3 kids, so I have a younger brother and a younger sister.
Okay. And what about you, Shaine? What kind of family did you come from?
Well, I have a stepmother, and she pretty much raised me for pretty much my whole life. Mm-hmm. And then through her and my dad, I have a brother, so I guess I have a half brother. I don't know. I guess
pretty much just your brother.
Yeah, basically. So that's pretty much it. And then my grandparents, because lived near my grandparents for most of my life too. Mm-hmm. And then, what was the other question that you said? Oh, about the what would you say to your younger?
The age of 8, yeah.
I'd probably tell them to be more confident and stop doubting yourself every 2 seconds. I still try and tell myself that all the time. It's something that I keep, I don't know, because I always feel like I'm not good enough. I'm sure a lot of people have that same feeling when they feel like they're not good enough, but
yeah,
I just I don't know. I think it's helped me in my life now, but I think I would have told my younger self, just be more confident. I think that's pretty much what I would say.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about school, right? Elementary and middle school. What kind of experiences did you guys have? What kind of students were you?
Now, like looking back and knowing what I know about public school, now I'm like, okay, maybe I'm not so crazy because I always felt like I didn't fit in, and now I understand that the whole point of public school really isn't like that type of thing. It's it's just there to make you,
especially with some of the things that they teach you.
Yeah, I know, and I don't know, just mostly bad experiences.
Excuse me.
Yeah, since I was always quiet, I was picked on for being quiet. And then when people would ask me why I don't talk, I'm like, well, because I have nothing to say to you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry.
Don't mean to be rude, man, but
Yeah. And then I hated riding the bus. I remember that. That was like the worst part. Because that's where all the kids would basically have no supervision and just go after the quieter kids. And yeah, but I middle school and high school though, I started coming out of my shell more, so I had a better experience in high school than in like the lower grades.
Okay. Shane, what about you? And when we get to high school, I'm building.
Well, I know when I was younger, I was pretty good at school. But I think as I grew older, I was starting to just not give a shit. So my grades weren't that great.
See, my grades were really good, but that's because I was half Asian, so I hung out with mostly half Asians and other Asians, and then we would all just like it would be a competition.
So what are you
about
saying?
whose grades are gonna be
Half
good.
your grades were good, half your grades weren't.
Except for math.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which is hilarious.
Asian that can't do math.
Yeah, we're both Asian and can't do math.
So Andrew Yang was wrong when he said that we should be good at math. He's wrong.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, I had a question about, was there anything stereotypical about, that aspect of your life as young people?
Well, do you know how to do karate? Do you eat dog?
No, not that shit, man. I'm talking about, usually.
I get that question when I was especially in elementary school. Do you speak Chinese? Or like, do you eat cat at home? I'm like, what? I have a cat, but I don't.
But you know what's funny too? It's that kids aren't afraid to ask those type of questions. They'll say it right up front. Do you eat cat? How do you eat it? You're just like, sometimes you just fuck with them and go, yeah, I eat cat. What are you gonna do about it? Like.
Oh man. Well, what about like the musical instruments? Did either one of y'all learn how to play anything?
I played clarinet for a while, but I hated it, so then I quit, and then I just did choir. But the only reason why I did any of those things is because all my friends were in those classes, so I just wanted to be in those classes. I didn't actually care about playing the instrument.
Can you sing?
Yeah, I actually, this is kind of weird, but my brother had like a metal band, and I was the singer in that band for a while.
Oh wow!
Back in the day, yeah.
Oh wow!
Back in the day, like 7 years ago.
So did you audition for Wang when you talked to him? Justin
For
Wang?
what? Oh, Justin Wang. Oh yeah.
That was man. These guys have taught us some pretty I would say heavy hitters, and it's interesting, because when I was doing my research on talking to Leaf, I crossed this HAPAthing, right? And so, it became, fascinating in a way as a subcultural kind of push that seems to be coming from young people, younger, it's not an older thing. And I kind of piqued my curiosity. What about, all right, so high school, Nico liked it. What about you, Shane?
Like the opposite.
Yeah, I was the complete opposite. I hated high school. So that's what I was saying before, like my grades, like I just didn't give a shit. So I was like, no, fuck this. Yeah. Even though I'd still go to school every day because, what else was I going to do, I guess? I don't know.
Well, don't they arrest your parents if you don't go to school?
I guess. You're not taking your kids to public school? Arrested. 5 years in prison. What?
Yeah, no shit.
But like with the instrument thing, it was funny because in school it was I can't remember if it was an elective or they just forced you to do it, but they had you play the recorder,
Oh, that's in elementary.
Oh, elementary.
School.
Okay, so I did that, and then I was.
That's what your music.
I was in choir for a year, which was weird.
You were in choir.
Yeah.
Oh God.
But like other than that, I didn't really learn like play an instrument, even though I've always wanted to play bass and drums, but that just never happened, I guess, because I don't know, just things never worked out.
He has like good rhythm though, so like he would probably be good at drums. Like if we bought a drum set, he'd probably be good at it.
Cool. You like to beat on shit?
Yeah, I like to.
All the time.
Yeah, I like to. Basically,
Yeah.
Like that when you're like tapping on your legs, whatever, and like something like that or whatever.
Yeah. See, I love this because it's getting such a nice 3-dimensional kind of feel to you guys. I like that. So all right, so we're leaving high school, and So who's going to go to the 20-year class reunion and who's going to skip it?
Oh, I'm skipping it 100%.
There's no way I'm flying back to Pennsylvania for that.
Oh man. Well, so where do people know where you guys are at? I don't want to dox y'all or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
On the air. No, we're in Dallas.
Okay.
I was gonna say that we live in Springfield. You know where the Simpsons live?
Yeah, that's right. Right next to the nuclear plant.
There you go.
So all right. So how'd you guys end up there?
So I ended up here because I moved here for a job, and I also really, really, really wanted to get out of Pennsylvania because it was really depressing. Because in Pennsylvania, there's like cloud cover for most of the time, even in the summer. So it gets kind of like depressing when you can never see the sun. And out here in Texas, the sun's pretty much always out. So it really helped with my depression.
Now I know what's wrong with Tom Pinoy. Do y'all know who he is? He's crazy. So, all right. All right. What vocational path did you guys pursue as younger people, and does it reflect your current choices, or your choices reflect those choices? Hold on.
Should I go first?
Does that make sense? That question.
Well, in terms of
Yeah, it makes sense.
in terms of like vocational, I've always wanted to be a kind of like going back to when I like movies, whatever. I wanted to be a filmmaker.
Right.
But that never.
But now you just do YouTube.
Yeah, so I guess it's sort of similar, but yeah. So that's basically my thing.
Right.
Yeah, I wanted to be a journalist because I'm crazy.
Fake news.
Yeah, I know.
Wrong.
I went to school for journalism, but then I never used it because like some stuff happened in my life where I ended up getting a job right away, and then I went into like some other completely different field, and now I'm like in something totally different that has nothing to do with journalism, and I'm kind of happy with that because I feel like if I would have went forward into journalism, I'd be kind of having problems right now because it seems like the mainstream media, like you have to kind of
the corporate
be
press.
a certain type of person in order to work there, if that makes sense.
Well, I mean, you could probably make your own like news site, you know.
Yeah, but I mean,
do your own thing.
I'm not
I
really
guess.
that entrepreneurial, even though I wish I was, but I'm not. So
You need to hook up with Michelle Malkin. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's the thing.
that's true.
Yeah. Oh shit. I come up with a decent idea. Man, Uzi's gonna fall back when she hears this shit. So, all right. Now, this is take it one at a time, guys. Describe the first time you got what I call fucked up, and that usually involves some type of substance, liquid, smoky, I don't know, whatever. If you have done anything like that.
I don't know if it was the first time, but I do.
Oh, I
remember-
know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, that
Okay.
that one time. Well, this is back when I lived in Indiana when I was still living. Well, no, I wasn't living with my parents. It was
You're
after.
living with roommates, right?
Yeah, I lived with roommates. And I think it was a friend's birthday. It was one of my roommates' birthdays, and we were like, "Yeah, let's drink at the place, whatever." And so yeah, it was bad. Like I don't know how many shots we had, but it's probably some amount that you should have died, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we drank, but it was one of those where we would drink something and then we would chase it with something alcoholic. So we had 2 alcoholic drinks at once. Woo, and then woo. So yeah, it was really fucking crazy. But so I got as fucked up to the point where like just going up the stairs was a chore, and also somehow, some way, I broke the ceiling fan like to the point where it was off the fucking roof. I don't know what the fuck happened, but then my other roommate came in from work and he was like, "You two were like." I don't know what the fuck. It was almost like a tornado went through the fucking apartment.
Wait,
like,
so it was the guy's birthday and it was just you guys?
Yeah.
That's funny.
It was crazy. That was a crazy time in my life.
I remember that was one of the first stories that you told me, and I'm
What
like,
about you, Nico?
crazy. So I'm trying to think of like, so I remember when I was in high school and my some of my friends would drink, and then I would be like, nope, not drinking until I'm in college. Nope, I'm gonna be a good person. I'm not gonna drink. Yeah, and then when I got into college, it went crazy.
You had to get that college experience.
Yeah, I even had like a fake ID point where, because I was friends with all the international students at my college, right? So they made me like a fake ID for a different country. So, and back in the day, they didn't scan those things. They would just look at them, you know?
Oh, it looks the same.
Yeah, so I had a fake ID from the Philippines because I'm half Filipino, well, mostly half Filipino. And yeah, so I would get into clubs when I was like 19, and it was great. But
from a different. Did you use a fake accent and shit?
yeah, I would pretend like I can't speak English.
That's funny as shit. I like it. I like this, people. These are cool. I knew y'all would be cool. I knew y'all would be fun.
I can't even think of like a specific time, but I just remember like some like crazy stuff would happen whenever we would go to the club. I remember one time I was the designated driver, and I went to the club with my friends, and then I got my foot cut on a piece of glass, and we had to go to the hospital.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Snap. And you were stone sober when that happened?
Everybody else was drunk, so I'm like, I'm gonna have to drive myself to the hospital with a broken foot. Yeah, that was not fun.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. I totally agree. I probably sucked after that because it's hard to get around.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. And I had to drive everyone else back too.
Oh God! Wow. Damn! I'm telling you. So no, neither one of you had that like horrible hangover where everything tastes like tequila.
Oh well.
You know what I'm saying?
I've had those type of hangovers, and then I just I remember I had one of those hangovers when I drank gin and Coke or something at my brother's graduation party, and after that I will never drink gin again ever.
Yeah, it's got that juniper in it, man. Yeah, I'm sure that I can see how that taste would not be appealing. So what about concerts? What's the first concert you guys ever went to?
Well, we're both really into EDM, so we've been to a lot of EDM concerts. I know Shaine used to go to concerts a lot before me, but for me, I didn't really go to concerts until we were together because just never. I didn't feel like comfortable going by myself, so no one else liked the same type of music as me until I met him. So.
Yeah, the first concert that I went to, I think it was the first concert I went to. Could be wrong on that, but I know one of the earlier ones I went to was MC Chris, and I also went to see Duran Gray. And this was like, I don't know, more than 10 years ago or so, like 2006. This is when Korn was doing their Family Values tour. And they were like they were on the headlining bill during Gray. They were like the first band to play on the headlining bill or whatever. Yeah, that was 2006 when Duran Gray was on. And then, let me see. But yeah, like she was saying, with EDM, like we went to see Cry Wolf. We've been to see Xylent, right? Xylent.
We saw Xylent together, and then we saw Virtual Riot, Seven Lions.
Seven Lions, yeah.
I gotta get turned on to some of this stuff. It's good.
Yeah.
We've been to so many EDM concerts over the last 2 years that I don't even remember all of them.
Do y'all like to dance when you?
You know what's funny about those type of concerts though is that like dancing is usually just jumping up and down.
Yeah,
Yeah, it gets crazy though.
Yeah.
It gets really crazy.
yeah, pogoing and shit. That's what we used to call it, right?
Yep. It's funny too because as we're I guess quote unquote older now, the last couple of times we've been to an EDM concert, by the time it's maybe 11 o'clock, we're like, I'm ready to go home, and the concert hasn't even really started yet.
Right.
And it's weird because when the concert, we're like, we could stay here until whenever, and now, now we're like, man, it's 11 o'clock, I'm ready to go to bed.
That responsibility bug, man. The adulthood.
Yep.
Yes.
It's like it hits you right in the face.
It does. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. What about the guilty pleasures music wise? See, I'm a Poppy fan. That's my guilty pleasure.
Poppy. Oh.
Yeah, that Poppy, man. She's gone metal, dude. I'm just saying.
Poppy. I feel like that's who is that again?
She's the product of this artist named
Is that the
Titanic
person-
Sinclair.
Is that the person on YouTube?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, I know who that is. Okay.
Yeah. I actually like the music.
Yeah, she acts like a robot or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People, yeah.
She kind of reminds me of like a J-pop idol somewhat.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you don't know if she's like part of some kind of cult or if she's
Yeah.
like held against her will and shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's all this mystery and she's creepy to kids and stuff, man. It's really funny. But the music's not bad.
There's like a weird YouTube rabbit hole that you can go down with that, which
Yeah.
It was a weird rabbit hole. You can go down YouTube, whatever.
Well, yeah, I know. I
With any type
remember
of-
that one time I don't know, like sometimes you are on YouTube and then you end up at like the weirdest videos, like ASMR, where a cat is licking an egg on a microphone. Yeah.
No doubt, man. That's just I've been on it's like I may or may not have smoked illegal substances and just gone down rabbit holes on YouTube and look at the old ASMR thing is funny. That's good. Boom boom.
Oh, I guess we never answered your question, right?
Yeah, what's your
Guilty
guilty
pleasures?
pleasures? Yeah.
I guess for me, a guilty pleasure in music taste would be I like some K-pop stuff. So, yeah. Because I know some people think that's cringy, but
I like Lady Baby.
I don't even know which one that is.
Yeah, and there's Baby Metal, of course.
Oh,
Yeah.
we went.
That's J-pop. Yeah.
Yeah, we did go to see. Maybe, yeah, we did see them.
We saw Baby Metal
Oh.
concert.
How was that?
It was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I think it was right after. Or no, it wasn't right after. It was before it was official that what's her name?
The other girl.
Yeah, before she officially announced that she wasn't part of the band anymore, because I guess she got hurt or
It's
she was
not-
sick or something.
It wasn't Moa and it wasn't Yui. Who's the other one?
No, it's Sue Metal's the lead singer.
Oh wait, maybe it was Yui.
Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah, I think it was Yui Metal. But yeah, anyway, it was before the one decided or officially announced that she wasn't part of the band. But yeah, we got to see them. It was pretty good.
I just remember being too short to see,
So, I said
so
lift
he
it
had to
up
pick me
sometimes.
up.
That's right. Put you on his shoulders. That's the proper way to go to concerts.
That's what we did, and then I periscoped part of it. That
You know,
was
it's
fun.
interesting. Yeah, I saw the Police on the Ghost of the Machine tour, and that this was a coliseum. Everybody was dancing, and it was like and I had a girl on my shoulders and stuff. I mean, I've never seen anything like that in my life since. Right? It's pretty cool. Yeah, the Police they were tight back in the day. It's real kind of minimalistic, so it's not very complex, apparently. But then when you get into it, there's a lot of Sting is a very talented man. Let's see. All right, so let's get into the kind of where the HAPA thing evolved for you guys.
Where it evolved.
Well, you kind of want to know like how it started, or
Yeah, exactly. Kind of with how it generated into it's kind of like a thing now, right?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I know that we kind of started like she was saying before that people were saying you guys should do it, or maybe you should do a YouTube or whatever, and then we decided to do it together. But one of the other reasons that we started was because there's this Reddit group called Our Hapas.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
into that.
Yeah, and I don't know. I guess they're just well, I don't know if it's 100%, but I'm just gonna assume it is. But it's just a bunch of Hapas who feel like I guess it's basically like they're having an identity crisis. Like I don't know who I am.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I check in there every once in a while now still, and mostly they're just like complaining about white people or like white people stealing our women, blah blah blah.
Yeah, so sometimes it's funny when we're out and we see a white male with an Asian female. We go, oh my god, look, it's a white male, Asian female. Shh.
Yeah, I know, right?
Don't tell anybody. You're not allowed. But of course, if it's an Asian man and a white woman, that's totally fine.
To them.
Yeah, to them. Yeah.
Okay.
But so that's one reason why we named our originally named ourselves Hapa Supremacy, because it was kind of like a tongue-in-cheek, kind of like making fun of that whole our Hapa thing, whatever.
Yeah.
But then I guess YouTube was like, they're like, oh, anything with like supremacy in the
Yeah, they
title
said
or-
like anything with the word supremacy in the title or in your name or whatever will get like automatically banned. So we're like, I guess we have to change our name now.
Yeah, so that's what we changed to What's Happening,
What's
which is
Happening?
fine. Yeah, which is fine because that's our
You can
podcast.
find the old music to that TV show, What's Happening. It'll be hilarious. So, all right. So, what brought you two together? All right, because I know there's a great story here. I can
Twitter.
Smell it. Yeah. Let's come on. Bring it.
So I got on Twitter to follow Paul Joseph Watson of all people, because I was like,
my shock.
yeah, I know, right? Imagine my shock. Because I was watching his YouTube videos and I'm like, I want more content. And then I saw that he has Twitter and I'm like, I don't use Twitter. I don't know what that really, like, I had a Twitter, but I didn't really know how to use it or anything. So I started using it and I would comment a lot of stuff and then, and followed more people. And then like people just started following me and I'm like, I don't understand why people are following me, but okay. Maybe they want to hear what I have to say, I guess. So then he followed me when I was still around like 1,000 followers or so.
Yep.
And
Yep.
and then he would reply to my tweets a lot. And like the first thing that he said to me was a picture of a goat.
It was a GIF.
It was a goat gif. That's hard to say. Goat gif is like hard to say.
Did I hear goat?
Yep.
Yeah, it was a picture of a goat. And yeah, and then we started talking about Texas for some reason, and we started tweeting back and forth, and I was like, I needed like a reason to DM this guy, because I followed him back, and I was like, oh, he's kind of cute. And I was like, I need a reason to DM him. And then I went through like the people who he's following, and he was following a lot of EDM artists, and I was like, oh, he's into EDM. I'll just ask for music recommendations. So then I DM'd him and asked him for music recommendations.
So,
Yeah, and then we just started talking, and then we couldn't stop talking, and we talked for a whole month straight, like, you know, staying up super late at night to talk.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, oh, I'm going to be in Dallas for a concert. Do you want to meet? And then, so we met for coffee the next day.
Yeah.
And I remember when we were going to, right before we were going to meet, I was like, this guy could be like a serial killer, and I don't even know, because I just know this guy from Twitter.
I could still be a serial killer. He doesn't know yet.
Wow, this is a very long, what do you call it, process to kill me.
Yeah.
If this is,
I'm waiting for the right time.
All right. So all right. So he's down in get Dallas for a show, and so you guys have coffee. All right. What happens next?
well, I remember when I first when I first met him, like when I got out of my car, I was like, oh shit, he's like really good looking. And I remember, I guess I stared too long because he was like, are you okay?
You guys are a beautiful couple. I'll definitely acknowledge that, man. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And then, so we sat down, and then it got awkward because we're like, we've been talking for a month, and now we're in person, and it's weird. And so he starts like talking about how taxation is theft, and I'm like, this is what you're gonna start with?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Man, keep going. So you started talking about. So you started. It sounded like to me you started talking about like issues,
Libertarianism.
political issues, right?
Yeah, we kept talking about that, and everything was just going so well that he decided to come back the next weekend to meet me, and he just kept coming back every weekend, and it was like it's a 4-hour drive from where he used to live.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be like 4 hours each way. And he had no air conditioning in his car. And it was during the summer, so that's some dedication there.
That's darling. That's awesome. Yeah. So when did Shaine? When did you know that that you wanted more than a friendship, or what did that look like? On the other side?
Right after we met the first time, because like she was saying, you know, it was kind of awkward at first, but like after a while, it was kind of, you know, it was comfortable, and I don't know, it was one of those things where you're at, or you're with something, or you know, whatever, and you're just like, you know, I don't want to lose this. So that's just kind of how I felt about that whole thing.
So, all right, when did you guys decide to get married?
Well,
Like make it permanent?
he moved from his town about a month later to Dallas, so he had to start all over again and find a new job and everything. And then he proposed to me about a year later, and then we got married 6 months after that. So
I proposed to her at a really fancy restaurant in San Antonio, and it was at the end of the dinner or whatever. So she went to the bathroom, and I was like, all right, this is it. I'm gonna do this. And then when she went out, it was funny. It's a really small restaurant, and so where I was standing at was where there was a kitchen, and it's where like the waitress or waiter comes out or whatever. So I was kind of in that area, whatever.
in the hallway thing.
In the hallway. And then when she came out, that's when I proposed to her, pretty much in front of the bathroom. And
It was right in front of the bathroom door,
and,
like right when I come out of the bathroom.
So did you get on a knee and everything?
yeah, I did all that stuff. And it was funny because then I think one of the waitresses came over and said, "Oh, congratulations," and all.
Yeah,
that.
they started clapping.
Yeah. So,
Nice.
like, I originally was thinking I want to do it in the middle of the whole area, but it just it was so small. I'm like, whatever. And plus, it's funnier when you're doing it in the front of the bathroom. You know, it's just a funnier story.
Right.
So, I proposed to her in front of a bathroom. You know, how funny is that?
So had you guys met each other's families or anything?
Yeah.
Point?
Yeah, we had visited his family, and we had visited my family a couple times by that point.
Right. And they're like, like
Yeah,
winking at you, going, this is.
Yeah, everything went pretty well.
Good choice.
Yeah, I'm glad that it didn't blow up in our faces, because it easily could have been like, they just didn't like me or they didn't like her, because you know how it is when you meet family or something,
You rolling dice, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. No shit. Because love kind of makes you stupid in a lot of ways too. Being that goofy shit, that kind of crazy love. The good, it's like you're stoned all the time. Yeah, man. And you look at people and you go, "Oh man, they're in love too. Look at that, that's awesome." And I'm kind of still that way, to be honest with you. So, all right. So once you get married, what was the most difficult adjustment that you guys have, like cohabitating?
We had been living together before then, so it wasn't really anything different, really,
Yeah.
So it was pretty much the same.
Right. Okay. But what would you say was the most difficult the adjustment for each one of you?
I don't know. It
Probably
was actually
nothing.
Yeah, it was pretty easy actually.
Cool. That's cool. That was for me. It was toilet paper. I had no idea that a woman could use so much fucking toilet paper. I mean, we're by it by the brick. I mean, you know what I'm saying? By the pallet.
We do buy a lot of toilet paper. And, yeah.
I know, but
Get some of those wet wipes. Get some of those flushable wet wipes. There you go.
But then you're buying tons of wet wipes and toilet paper.
Exactly. It just don't. It keeps going on.
Yeah.
So all right. So now that you've been married, how long now?
A little. Oh, wait. Let's see. It was
Since
March.
Okay.
So how many is that?
Oh.
You're right. March, April, May, June, July.
So have you had any pressure from any family to
Start a family.
make a little hopper?
It's weird. Like, we get a lot of pressure online from everyone.
Your mom sometimes, but not. Well, I guess not as much.
We are trying to have a kid soon, so.
Cool. Yeah, Uzi's mom kept putting these sexy panties in her stocking every Christmas, you know? And we're
Yeah.
like, okay, we get it. We get it. But we never had any children. So, you know, I'm old. Let's see. We've been married. It'll be 26 years at the end of October. Yeah.
Wow.
Congrats. That's a long time.
Yeah. Well, you know, here's the deal. It takes work. You have to work. And the best advice I got was never go to bed mad at each other.
Definitely agree with that.
You know, and we do a thing called a reboot. When we're going, you know, and then it gets in a shitty direction, somebody can call timeout and say, all right, reboot, and then we say, all right, what it just happened hasn't happened, and we start the day over.
Yeah.
So, and talk about it. No secrets. That's I don't know. That's just what worked for us. So, all right. So when you guys get in an argument, what does that look like?
Well, they're not. I don't know. Like compared to my past relationships, it's not so crazy. You know, like there's no yelling or anything like that. It's just us talking, or me trying to understand what he's saying, or him trying to understand what I'm saying.
Right.
We just sit there and talk it out until it's done, basically. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I think I feel the same way. I don't think it's it's not like shouting matches or anything like that.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure there's times where we'll get annoyed or whatever, but other than that, I think that's about as bad as it gets.
We hardly ever fight, too.
Yeah.
I hope it stays that way for y'all.
It's always been that way, and it was kind of weird for us because we were like, why aren't we fighting more? Shouldn't we be fighting more?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it's it comes with the ups and downs, man. But I think you guys got a great attitude about it. Just talk shit out, and if you disagree, just disagree. Don't make it personal.
Yeah.
That really that applies to everything. I see people treating each other like shit. All over Twitter. All over YouTube and stuff, man. And it's just like, why can't we all just fucking hang out and just be cool? What the fuck? I don't know, man.
Someone in the chat says I just tell Shaine what to do. That's not true. I value his opinion, and he can tell me what to do too.
Well, there are the 3 most important words a man needs to learn if he's going to be married. You're absolutely right. Just take the L.
But I like when if I say something and he challenges me on it, then I do like that because it's like,
Yeah.
it's like I'm still a human, and if he doesn't like the way something is going, then I want to know,
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we're a team.
Oh my gosh, what is this?
There's no I in team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Here's the deal. Tell me about this gorgeous fucking food I see on Twitter, and like every time I see a post from you, it's like, holy shit, this woman can cook. Talk about that a little bit.
Oh, thank you. The reason why the photos look so good is we have this like desk right next to a window, and so the lighting is really good, so it makes all my pictures look really good. But I had to learn how to cook paleo food mostly because of food allergies and just trying to like get everything balanced in our life, because before we were eating out a lot, even though like I still cooked a lot before, but I got really serious last year when I wanted to lose weight and when I wanted to get my hormones balanced and everything. So we cut out mostly, like we don't eat a lot of gluten, and we don't eat dairy at all because I'm allergic to dairy. I mean, he can eat dairy if he wants to, but like whenever we're out, he can eat dairy, but I don't really make it at home. So I cook stuff from scratch just because I wanted to not make us have an allergic reaction or anything.
Right, and you're using this thing called an air fryer. which is something Uzi was telling me that's kind of a hot thing. Talk about that a little bit.
It's kind of like using an oven, but it makes everything go way faster. Like, so if you wanted to make chicken wings or something and baked chicken wings, in an oven it would take like an hour or an hour and a half or whatever. But in the air fryer, it only takes 20 minutes. So it just saves a lot of time.
That's cool. So, so I guess you're not complaining about the food, are you saying?
No, I'm not. I mean, I'll tell her, if she makes something and, we'll taste whatever. I'll tell her, because I've done it a couple of times, like maybe 95% of the time, her food's like perfect. But there's that times, where it's like, it could be better, and she'll agree. Yeah, I think it could be, it could be better. I could have done this. I could have done that.
There's a lot of times where I'm like, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'll try better next time. And he's like, but I like it.
I'll still eat it, even if she doesn't like it for whatever reason. But
I'm very hard on myself when it comes to that because I feel like I should be good at that.
I was sensing perfectionism there.
Yeah.
Is that kind of part of your makeup, Nico?
I don't know.
Maybe
I
for
don't
some
really.
things.
Maybe just some things, because sometimes, when it comes to like when I was in school and we had to do like sports and stuff, I'd be like, I already know I'm gonna suck, so I'm not even gonna try.
Right.
So, if it's something I don't think I'm gonna be good at, then I don't care. But
don't you have artistic talent?
Yeah, I used to draw a lot, and I used to paint and draw.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're very what we call right hemisphere.
Yeah.
Person. I like that.
I'm not
what
very
about you, Shaine? You're into music and stuff. What about art?
I can't draw. I can't do any of that. My brother can. He's a really good drawer, but I can't. I can't draw with the shit.
So, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that. What was I gonna say? I can't forget. But yeah, like with the drawing, like a circle. Maybe I can draw a circle.
All right,
but I do like sports.
Cool. You like watching sports, or do you like participating?
I like watching. I did play soccer for a little while, but that was more of like when I was a lot younger and all that. But I do like watching like the NFL and the NBA, kind of like, because my favorite team in the NFL is the 49ers, and my favorite basketball team in the NBA is the Bulls. So if I can, because obviously in Texas, all they're gonna play is Cowboys and maybe a Texans.
What about college ball?
College ball, I'm not too into as much as NFL.
Right.
But
I wish I was into sports, because then I would know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm a big Bama fan. I'm just
football.
Yeah, I like college ball. It's good. It's fun stuff. Yeah, but I feel you. I hated it when I was like, even into my 20s. I just didn't see the appeal. And then one day, I'm watching the game, going, "Holy shit!" Blah blah blah. Getting into it.
Like, holy shit, Alabama's winning. I'm like that.
No doubt. Well, I literally grew up knowing who Bear Bryant was before I knew who Santa Claus was. I swear to you, I'm not lying. All right, so what about? This is something Uzi wanted me to ask. Is what about like tastes and entertainment? Is there any cross pollination there? Have your personal taste influenced your mate?
Well, I pretty much will just watch anything that he wants to watch. So, in terms of movies and stuff. So, yeah. And he makes me watch horror movies, which are really, give me anxiety. Because the last one we watched, I had to walk out because I'm like, I can't do it.
Yeah, the last movie that we watched was called Bone Tomahawk. Had Kurt Russell.
Oh, dude, that's a great film.
Yeah, it's a good movie, but you know the part I'm talking about. She's like, I'm getting done. I can't watch this.
Yeah.
That was.
Oh, dude, have y'all seen Midsommar?
No, is that one really scary?
Oh, it's just a mind fuck. Ari Aster likes to just traumatize you, and then traumatize you again.
I do want to see Hereditary,
because oh my god, that's a brilliant film.
I do want to see that. Midsommar, to me, looks just like a more updated version of Wicker Man. So I'm kind of like, it might be, I don't know, but yeah.
I want to see them if they're, as long as there's nothing disgusting. You know, like I don't like the thing where they're gonna like something where they're gonna like peel off all your skin. Like I don't want to see that. Like I don't know.
Well, there's the one that we watched too. It was called Gerald's Game. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
That one's kind of, you did actually watch that whole thing.
Well, I covered my eyes in
Yeah,
the part,
that's-
that one part.
It's
Yeah.
a Stephen King story too.
Yeah.
Carly Gugino is a great actress. She's
Yeah,
very underrated.
Yeah, she was really good in that.
Yeah.
But then we also watched Apostle.
That one I couldn't take. That one is the.
Have you seen that?
one is-
Yeah. I dug it too. There's a lot of stuff, you know, like unexplained that some people are okay with it. And I'm fine with that kind of stuff.
You know what's funny about Apostle is that the guy who did it made the Raid movies.
Oh, that's right.
So it was funny because there was I think it was Indonesian. There was an Indonesian. I can't remember the guy's name, but it's like they flipped. Like I can't remember exactly the story. I don't know, but I think it was Gareth Evans. He did, you know, the Raid movies, whatever. He's like, I'm gonna do a horror movie. And then there's this Indonesian filmmaker who's done just Indonesian horror. He's like, I'm gonna do an action movie. And so they flipped, and yeah, it's.
Your chocolates and my peanut butter.
Huh?
It's God. Nobody remembers that. It's like, you know, the guy's walking with the jar of peanut butter, the guy's walking with the chocolate, and they, of course, they bump into each other, and the chocolate gets in the peanut butter, and vice versa. And it's a Reese's commercial anyway. So.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's an action movie that the horror director made. It's called The Night Comes for Us. It's on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. That was very violent.
The
Really?
night comes for us, man. That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Is that have to do with like no, that was Killer or Killers.
Yeah.
That's a good movie too, dude. We need to like compare notes on shit, because the thing I was going to say about Hereditary and Midsommar is that the characters are very real and believable people, neurotic, you know, to some degree. So they're very three-dimensional. You kind of get invested with them, and then he like there's this kind of rope-a-dope shit, and then he fakes you out, and then it's like then he beats you over the head. It's really an experience. That Hereditary sold me on this guy, and I'll watch everything he does. It's just like Cronenberg. I don't, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll shut up about that shit now. Sorry. What about? All right. So speaking of guilty pleasures, what about movie-wise? You guys have got anything?
It's not a movie, but I really, really like this Japanese reality TV show called Terrace House.
What's that? Tell me. All right, give me the premise.
So they take like six random
It's
people.
basically like a Big Brother.
I've never seen that show, so I don't know what that is. They take six random people and put them in a house, and then they have to kind of like live with each other. So that's it basically. But I just liked it because the first season that I saw, they cast a lot of like half Asian people in it, and I was like, wow, there's a lot of like that's the most half Asian people I've ever seen on one show. So, but then I got really into it, and then there's a bunch of seasons now, and it's on Netflix actually. They have it subtitled. So
Cool. What about you, Shaine?
You know, I'm trying to think of some guilty pleasure movies, but I can't think of any that I like because usually if I like a movie, I'll like it.
Yeah.
I won't, you know.
what about that really weird movie that we watched, Freddy? I guess that's
What?
not a guilty pleasure though,
What
is
movie
it?
is that?
Freddy?
Oh, Freddy Got Fingered. Yeah, that movie's fucking hilarious.
That movie was so weird
I guess that's a guilty pleasure because
it's weird.
you know, some people say it's like one of the worst movies of all time, and other people say it's one of the funniest. I don't know. I think it's just it's basically like if you know Tom Green is humor, that's basically Tom Green at his best, whatever. And I like that movie. I think it's funny as fuck.
Yeah. Very dry Canadian humor.
Yeah.
Tom Green was funny. Yeah.
Yeah, and I also like Dirty Work by Norm Macdonald. Like them. Oh, and Screwed. Screwed is another good Norm Macdonald movie because it also stars Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, have you seen any of shit? Who were you just talking about? Norm Macdonald. Have you seen his Q&A thing that he's interview show that he's doing on Netflix?
I saw a couple of those episodes. Yeah, some of the people that he had on there, I'm like, whatever. But I saw the one they did with shit. What was it? No, I can't remember who it was.
Dude, he was insulting people to their face. It's great.
Yeah, it's basically like when he did that Norm Macdonald live on YouTube, and he kind of had that same. It was basically like that same format, but obviously with more of a, I guess quote unquote a budget, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'm looking at who his guests were. It's the ones I did see were the ones they did with David Spade, Drew Barrymore, and David Letterman.
Okay, he was kind of rough on Letterman. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was interesting to see that dynamic there, man.
Well, because David Letterman also did his show on, I think it was when he did the YouTube as well. I think he did that. But yeah, apparently he's gonna have a podcast soon or something, or a YouTube channel or whatever. But because I don't know if they're gonna, I don't know if he's still doing his Netflix show. I think they might have stopped that. I'm not 100% sure on that. But anything that he does, I'll try and watch it as because like his stand-up specials, I'll watch those. They're fucking great. He's great. Like his book is good. I mean,
yeah, he's pretty cool, man. So all right, what about tattoos?
Oh, we have tattoos. Yeah.
Yep, we do have tattoos.
Yeah, you got anything you want to talk about? Or
I've got a vine on my wrist, and then I have a Una Lome tattoo. It's like a Thai tattoo on my other wrist, and then we both have like all my tattoos are like the mini type of tattoos. I don't know if you've seen there's like a trend in Korea where you have like very, very, very thin, small tattoos. So all mine are like that.
That's cool.
Yeah, and we both, like you said, we both have that was it like infinity
symbol
on our
tiny one.
Yeah, on our wrist,
tiny.
whatever. And then I have like a like an anchor, but it's also shaped as like a music note or a clef, whatever. I can't remember exactly what it's called.
I think I saw it in one of your pictures.
Yeah, so I have that one, and then I also have a tattoo from Final Fantasy X.
That one looks cool.
It's if anyone knows about Final Fantasy X, it's the lead character's Blitzball team. It's their symbol. I have that as a tattoo.
See,
And
that's
then-
kind of that's a very Easter eggish. Thing.
And then I have a tattoo on my chest. It's like the Korean flower. But I'm thinking about covering it with something else. I'm not 100% sure what I want yet, but that's what I have right now. So.
What about piercings?
I just got my ears pierced when I was like a baby, but my mom did it, so I don't know. I don't remember it. That's it though.
I have none.
Gotcha. I'm not gonna ask.
What?
I can't believe I put this in here, but I did. I said if you had your, I'm not gonna ask that. I'll tell y'all after the show.
Okay.
It's raunchy.
There you go.
All right, so we get to the part where we're kind of coming full circle and talk about YouTubeish kind of stuff. It's like, who would you say is a criminally undersubscribed YouTuber, and we consider this corner of YouTube?
Shane's making a face right now where he's gonna say us, but don't say us. I don't know.
Well, I'm just gonna say. I'm gonna say Dave Smith because he's the reason why we became libertarian, and he has a YouTube channel as well as his podcast. But it's
That's
basically
true.
his show on YouTube. So yeah, I would just say him because
Yeah, if you want to
He's-
know about libertarianism,
yeah.
go to Dave Smith.
yeah, he's the main reason why we became libertarian. So I would say his YouTube channel. It's not criminally, well, maybe it is because they should have. they should have more YouTube subscribers, even though they do have a lot. So I guess it kind of depends on what your definition of criminally under subscribed is. But I would definitely say Red Letter Media.
Okay.
They're fucking great. Their movie reviews are great. Their Plinkett reviews are good. Just every video they come out with is great. They're best of the worst. It's like a lot of people know about like Cinema Sins and Jeremy Johns and Chris Stuckman. They're good. I used to watch those guys a lot, but then when I saw Red Letter Media, I'm like, Red Letter Media is the only one I'm gonna be watching now. Sorry guys, but they just took the cake for me in terms of movie reviews, because even movies that I like and they'll criticize, I'm like, you know what? They make good points. They make some good points that I didn't think about. So I would say Red Letter Media for sure.
Sweet.
Yeah.
What about you, Nico?
Most of the channels I watch are like, it's weird. Like my YouTube feed is like a mix of girly stuff and like political videos.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a YouTube channel. It's a Korean YouTube channel. It's called HAPAning. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but she's like a housewife, and she does like vlogs on how to do things, like different types of recipes and stuff. And I think she probably deserves to have more subscribers, even though her channel is growing. But yeah,
Yeah,
like her production quality is like amazing. It looks like a documentary. Like when you're watching her videos,
wow.
it looks like a documentary. That's
yeah,
how good.
and we've done a couple food videos. Hopefully we'll have some more out later, but those are definitely like inspired.
Based off of her,
based off
yeah.
those
Oh, I
inspired.
see. Yeah, man. The narration over it's like you film it and then it's Nico narrating what's
Yep.
going on with it. That works really well. Yeah, you got a touch for that. I like it.
Yeah, it's kind of like like the break from all that, because we do a lot of like political stuff. So it's like, well, here's something that's not political, to kind of have that, you kind of bring in a new audience, who doesn't give a shit about politics or whatever, whatever. So
Yeah, and that's kind of why I do this. It's like, because I'm kind of, I've kind of been out of the political thing anyway, because I'm too black-pilled. I'm too negative. I really am. And that's why I like to do this show, because I can feature people with, political opinions. I had Sophane on here a couple of weeks ago, so it's like, nobody's off the table, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I really love talking to people, and this has been really fun. And the reason I do ask a lot of people is that I think you need more exposure. You guys, I love the way you interact. It's funny. You guys together is a cool, quirky thing. I like it. It's a groovy vibe, is what I would say.
We base our interactions off of us being awkward, so I guess that kind of works.
Yeah, it's just like I think, man, some couples are just that the synergy between them is dynamic enough to carry a show like that.
yeah, and also with like a lot of political podcasts, it's all like very formal, very professional. I mean, we try to do that too, but we're just awkward, like she was saying. So I guess in that way, it's kind of like a new dynamic, and that's I hope that's one of the reasons why people enjoy watching us, because they're listening to our podcast too. Is that
We try not to make it too serious, too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's you show your humanity, right? You're humble, and that comes across. Yeah, definitely, man. Look at me today. I boomered the fucking, had y'all's mic muted.
trust me, whenever we do our YouTube stuff,
It's bad.
it's never 100% perfect.
I mean, you use OBS, right? We tried to use OBS, we still can't figure it out.
Yeah, and we're Asian or half Asian, so I guess the white not fucking us up.
Damn it. Blame the whites. That's right.
Yeah. Well, because
White privilege.
Right
yeah,
now.
it's so trendy to do now. But kind of with when we were doing the YouTube and our podcast now, when like you were saying, whenever you talk to people, we've had all, like you were saying earlier too, all kinds of people that we've had the pleasure and honor of speaking to. It's just, it's not just the people that we want to talk to, but also like, oh, we find this person interesting. Let's learn more about them or whatever. And
Exactly.
It doesn't have to always be politics too. Just talk about their life.
Because we've had people who are political, but we try to make that particular, because we had a HAPA month back in like October of last year where we were trying to say like, I'm sure politics did come up, but we try to make it as non-political as possible. We just want to know more about the person and all that stuff. And because they're a HAPA, or well, I guess in Tim's case, not HAPA, but
He's Quappa.
yeah, and then with like Winston and Matt, they're not HAPA, but they're in a HAPA relationship because they have a HAPA kid.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, so we just did that, and
I've yet to see an ugly HAPA chick, man. I'm just saying.
yeah.
I'm serious. I'm shooting straight with you.
Well,
I looked up on my Celtic redhead over here. She just popped in too. She said to tell you hi.
hey, what's going on?
Hello.
Easy cute. Yeah, that's right. So all right, what about overhyped? Somebody that you guys think is just like you don't get it.
Oh man, I have an answer, but I don't want to say it because I'm gonna get in trouble.
Okay. I think with that kind of question, it's like you don't want to put anyone under the bus, I guess. But like, do you have someone that you kind of think that you're not?
So you want him to put someone under the bus?
Yeah,
first?
you put someone under the bus for us, and go.
Logan, whatever his name is. I tried to watch that dude's shit, and I just like I don't get it. He's just a fucking moron.
Oh, Logan Paul.
Yeah, Logan Paul. That's it.
Well,
Yeah,
he's such an easy target too. Like everyone can just make fun of him. I mean,
Well, I
he's
don't
like,
understand why he's popular.
Exactly. Thank you. I mean,
Yeah.
he's somewhat handsome, but I mean, really, is that it? Is that all superficial bullshit? See, the black pill comes to the surface again.
so what you guys are basically saying is that Logan Paul sucks, but Jake Paul's where it's at.
Yes.
They both suck.
Oh,
That's funny, man. That was nice. I teed that sucker up for you too, bro. I like that.
teed it up and knocked it out of the park.
Out the park, bro. I'm trying not to say that word. Yeah.
Runner.
Yeah. See, all right. So, what about content? You guys have anything coming up that you want to promote at this point?
Well, on October 8th, right? Is that right?
Yeah, scheduled. Yeah.
We are going to be speaking with the great Dave Smith.
Yeah, that's who I mentioned earlier.
Nice.
We had him on our channel before, but it just went really bad because we had technical issues and stuff.
It
was really embarrassing. But we're gonna have him on again, and we're gonna do it right this time.
Yep. But other than that, that's really the only guest we have lined up so far. Because before we try to always have a guest every week, but now we try to not have a guest every single week because we don't want it to always just be about the guest. So we're doing pretty good by ourselves. So that's good.
Good. Yes, I agree with that.
But we just have our podcast. We try to do it once a week.
Usually Monday or we live stream it on Monday or Tuesday usually.
Yeah, it kind of just depends on how we're feeling.
Well, we've been traveling a lot, so we've been pushing it back to Tuesday lately. So.
Yeah, well, it's find you a nook because Tuesdays are open for me, so I'm usually looking for something to consume at that point.
Yeah.
So, well, all right. So before we part, it's tradition to show your channel. Final word for the chat and the people watching.
All right. Well, like we were saying before, just please, hopefully you watch our YouTube channel
or check it out.
Watch our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Listen to our podcast. It should be wherever you can listen to podcasts. It's subscribe, and please rate and comment. That usually kind of boosts up the.
Well, you rate good ratings.
Yeah. They'll give it 1 star, even though we did get a 2-star one for some reason.
They're just haters. They're probably from our HAPAs.
Maybe. But our podcast for sure, and our YouTube channels, and we're doing pretty good, for I guess being a
random people.
Random people, but
Randos.
Yeah. But yeah, also follow us on Twitter.
That's where we're most active, or
Yep.
at least me, anyway.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I know, and like you said, the link is going to be in the description.
Yeah,
So
I've got links in the description, Nico, that link you sent me, and I've got your YouTube, the MS Mishka K. I don't know what that is.
It's like a link that links to all of our other links.
Yeah, it's
So.
it's both of your ads. So, so all that, you should be able to get everybody to where they need to get with you guys, right?
that sounds about right.
Well, we're at the end of the line, as it were. I know it's a good interview when the time flies, because this has been effortless, and you guys have been fantastic.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's weird that it's already been like an hour.
Well, I do have a
Hour and
question.
15 minutes.
I do have a question for you that
Please ask.
to ask. What has been your favorite part of this interview?
What are you, Michael Malice?
Yeah.
The favorite part of this interview. Man, well, let me look at my question. I think, man, actually, you and I are hooking up on horror films and shit. You know, mentally, I like that.
Nice.
I dig. Yeah.
You are welcome.
Yeah, yeah, dude. That's one thing I'm a connoisseur of. I saw Night of the Living Dead when I was 5 years old at the drive-in.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So
OG right there.
I grew up in the drive-in. Yeah. OG, man. That's right. That's right. But I believe I have impeccable taste when it comes to horror. I don't sell myself short, am I? Well, shit. With that in mind, let's tell everybody goodbye, and we'll see you back here next week, where our I will be with Doc Griffin. We'll be talking about Doc. Thursday, Big Fat Brian and I take on season 2 of Mindhunter on Netflix.
Great
on
show.
our Hot Takes, yep. And then CREEM Stream 100 Friday night. So everybody be there. And on that note, this is IRATE saying I'm OUT. Say bye, guys.
Praise Allah.
Oh, really?
Really?
Every week on Friday, midnight Eastern, the CREEM Stream, the weekly world news for YouTube. Sundays, 5 p.m. Eastern, the ice cream interviews, fascinating people, fascinating people. Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern, hot takes with the Butter Baron, watching horrible shit so you don't have to. Subscribe to IRATE Prostate now.